Und. In the early decades of the 14th century, the rising Ottoman state continued its steady expansion across northwestern Anatolia. One of the most significant moments in this period was the capture of Aynik city in 1331, a development that marked a turning point in regional power and demonstrated the Ottomans' growing military strength and administrative confidence. Following a decisive battle outside the city walls, Ottoman forces secured victory and moved to take control of Aynik, reshaping the political and social landscape of the region. The campaign against Aynik was part of a broader Ottoman strategy to consolidate territory and secure key urban centers. Control of such cities was essential not only for military dominance, but also for economic stability. Aynik was strategically located along important trade routes, making it a valuable prize. Its capture allowed the Ottomans to strengthen supply lines, regulate commerce, and extend their influence deeper into neighboring territories. According to contemporary accounts, the battle preceding the city's fall was intense but relatively brief. Ottoman commanders employed disciplined formations and coordinated attacks that overwhelmed the defending forces. The defenders, already weakened by earlier conflicts and limited resources, struggled to maintain their positions. Once the outer defenses were breached, resistance quickly collapsed, and negotiations for surrender began. What followed the victory distinguished the Ottoman approach from many other conquests of the era. Rather than imposing harsh reprisals, the Ottoman leadership announced a policy of protection for the civilian population. Citizens of Aynik were assured that their personal belongings would remain untouched and that their religious practices would be respected. This promise of safety and tolerance played a crucial role in stabilizing the city after the transition of power. The decision to guarantee religious freedom was particularly significant. In a period often marked by sectarian conflict, the Ottomans presented themselves as pragmatic rulers focused on order and prosperity. By allowing residents to continue their traditions and maintain their places of worship, the new administration reduced the likelihood of unrest. Many inhabitants, reassured by these policies, chose to remain in the city rather than flee. This approach also had important economic implications. A stable and cooperative population enabled the Ottomans to quickly restore normal commercial activity. Markets reopened, artisans returned to their workshops, and trade resumed along established routes. The city's integration into the Ottoman system brought new administrative structures, including tax regulations designed to be predictable and consistent. Such measures encouraged local merchants and farmers to adapt to the new regime. Military analysts view the capture of Aynik as an example of effective Ottoman statecraft combining force with diplomacy. The swift conclusion of hostilities minimized destruction, preserving the city's infrastructure. Roads, storage facilities, and defensive structures remained largely intact, allowing the Ottomans to use Aynik as a forward base for future operations. From this position, they could project power across surrounding regions and secure nearby settlements. For the broader Ottoman state, the fall of Aynik in 1331 symbolized momentum. Each successful campaign enhanced the reputation of Ottoman leadership and attracted new supporters. Warriors seeking opportunity, administrators looking for advancement, and merchants interested in expanding markets were drawn to the growing state. The integration of Aynik contributed manpower and resources that further strengthened Ottoman capabilities. Socially, the transition of power introduced gradual changes to daily life. Ottoman officials worked alongside local leaders to maintain continuity in governance. Courts addressed disputes, tax collectors organized revenue systems, and security patrols ensured public order. While new laws and customs were introduced, they were often adapted to local conditions. This blend of continuity and reform helped ease the city into its new political reality. Observers at the time noted that the peaceful treatment of Aynik's citizens served as a message to neighboring cities. It demonstrated that surrender did not necessarily mean devastation. As reports spread of the Ottomans honoring their promises, some communities reconsidered the costs of prolonged resistance. In this way, the capture of Aynik had psychological as well as military consequences, influencing regional diplomacy. Historians emphasize that the success at Aynik was not an isolated event but part of a deliberate pattern. Ottoman expansion relied on careful planning, intelligence gathering, and flexible leadership. Commanders balanced battlefield aggression with post-conquest moderation. This strategy reduced long-term resistance and allowed the state to absorb new territories more efficiently. The year 1331 therefore stands as a milestone in the consolidation of Ottoman authority. With Aynik under their control, the Ottomans secured a vital urban center that supported both military campaigns and economic growth. The city became a symbol of their administrative philosophy, strong central power combined with local accommodation. In the years following the capture, Aynik developed into an important regional hub under Ottoman rule. Investments in infrastructure improved connectivity with surrounding areas. Agricultural production increased as stability returned to the countryside. Merchants benefited from safer travel conditions, and tax revenues provided resources for further state projects. From a modern perspective, the events surrounding the fall of Aynik illustrate how early Ottoman expansion was shaped by more than battlefield success alone. Policies of tolerance and protection helped transform conquest into governance. By prioritizing order and cooperation, the Ottomans fostered an environment in which conquered populations could adapt and even prosper. The capture of Aynik city in 1331 thus represents a significant chapter in the story of Ottoman rise. It combined decisive military action with calculated political restraint. Citizens were permitted to keep their possessions and practice their faith, encouraging many to remain and contribute to the city's recovery. Through this blend of strength and pragmatism, the Ottomans reinforced their position as an emerging power in the region and laid foundations for future expansion.